Hello everyone, I'm Farmer Sim.
And I'm Mrs. Sim Gamer.
And welcome to episode 2 of our CrossPlay Multiplayer Co-op series here on Purbeck. So, morning Mrs. SG, how you doing?
I'm really good. I'm so excited to be back in Purbeck.
Likewise, mate. Looking forward to
how
a
are
day's
you?
graft. Yeah, I'm alright, thanks mate, I'm alright. It's a beautiful day here, sun's out, and we've got some work to do, haven't we?
We have, and we're standing on the field that we are going to be working on today.
We certainly are. We, as you know, at the end of the last episode, we got this limed. It's been ploughed. We got it limed, and you're itching to get your big stone picker out, aren't you?
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Let's not beat about the bush. You want to get in your big tractor and pick our stones with your vast machine, don't you?
That's exactly what I want to be doing. So the plan is that I'm going to get in the big stone picker, and Farmer Sim is going to follow on behind me with a cultivator to get a nice seed bed ready.
Yep.
And I think we've agreed to put canola in here based on value
Yes.
of that crop.
Very much so, yeah. It's obviously, as you can see, our bank balance isn't particularly well blessed at the minute, so in order to get a few pounds in there, it would seem a wise idea, while we've got the option to get canola into the ground, and with that being the most valuable one that we can get into the ground at this moment in time, that's what we're going to get drilled, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't wait. Our sugar beet isn't quite ready yet. It looks like it's going to be October before one of the fields with sugar beet in is going to be ready, and our sunflowers will be ready at the same time.
Yes.
So we've actually lucked out a little bit. They're going to be stagnated, or one after the other is going to be ready. So
yeah, staggered. But did you mean staggered?
Staggered.
Staggered.
Not stagnated. Staggered. Staggered.
Yeah.
Get your vocabulary right.
Yes.
So. Oh, it's going to be one of those days, Farmer Sim. I'm telling you, I'm on my 60th coffee for sure.
60th? Is that all? Yeah.
You're on your 80th.
Is that because you were stagnating from the pub last night?
I was stagnating.
Stagnating. I've just been stagnating back from the pub. Yeah.
Let's just make up words today. That's all we're going to do, make up words.
That'll be handy, yeah. Okay.
Should we get to work?
Let's get to it, mate. Let's get to it. Let's go and see. You're going to jump in big green, aren't you? In your Voltra?
Yeah, I'm going to go in the Voltra.
Yeah. I'm actually going to use our cultivator, which requires a wholesome 31 horsepower, so that it doesn't look too daft. I'm going to jump in our little green Fent here.
Nice.
There we are.
I'll get out of your way, because I think that cultivator's behind me.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's a good point. I don't actually know where it is. Look at the size of those arms on that machine. I actually noticed something, actually.
Ridiculous.
I noticed I was watching your... I think it was... Because I still have, ashamedly, I still have a handful of your Red Rock episodes to catch up with, and I was watching, I think, episode 11 yesterday, where you were doing some baling, and you've also got the... I think it's a... Is it a crone baler that's got the same massive arms on?
Yeah.
And I was like, there's a pattern here.
I think you named it perfectly. It's just tools that give you a bear hug.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is.
You get to get a lovely soft bear hug from your massive metal stone picker. Actually, thinking about it, Batman, one thing we haven't thought about, what we're going to do with the stones when we picked them. Assuming that you're going to get more than one load. Because we haven't got there's not a stone selling facility on the map yet, so you might end up having to, near the shanty caravan.
Yeah.
I think that might be our fly tipping area. Yeah. Our little.
We are going to need to fly tip, aren't we?
Our little area.
No, there is no selling point.
That can be our little area of sin.
Yes.
We can't get rid of the caravan, so that's just going to be an eyesore, and we can dump everything we need to there.
That's a great idea. I will definitely dump them there. That's a good...
Yeah.
Do you know what? I didn't even think about what we're going to do with the stones. I just wanted to get going.
Neither did I, mate. I think we're just winging it at the minute, aren't we?
Completely winging it.
Yeah. There we go. Because this was another thing I noticed actually after using the stone pickers, is that they leave a cultivated surface, don't they?
They do.
On the field.
They really do.
And there's something morally wrong with that. You can't leave it, even though it's cultivated. It doesn't. So in fact, I'm just going to have a quick peek now into the menus very quickly. Yes, there we go. So you're stone picking, and as a what do you call it, just an after effect of using the stone picker, the field is left in a cultivated state, but I'm now running this cultivator over where you've been, and it's leaving it with a seedbed texture, so the turquoisey light blue colour, which is perfect. So that's good. So doing what we're doing.
That's exactly what we needed.
It is, yeah. How's your big machine, mate?
Oh, I'm having the best time.
You're going to be finished way quicker than me.
Yeah, I will. So I can pull up behind you with the seeder. I can get started on the seeding.
You can, and then when I'm finished, I can then keep potentially. I could fertilise, but what I could also do is initially just keep you topped up with seed, depending on how thirsty this field might be.
Have we done? We have done precision farming on this, haven't we?
I hope so.
What is the?
Yes, precision farming. Yes, pH value is perfect, but it doesn't know what it's going to be perfect for yet, does it? Because we haven't put anything in.
No, and it's not actually saying the seed rate either. So.
No, you won't get the seed rate until you've seeded.
Until you seeded.
Yeah. Oh, so your precision farming is quite new to you, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
How long have you been using it for?
For months.
Really?
It only come out recently.
Right, interesting. Okay, yeah. It's it's a really cool thing, precision farming. It's but then it's at the same time, it's actually, obviously being a PC player and having used it for quite a while now, it's actually quite a refreshing thing to do the exact opposite and not use it. And I think FSG has been doing that. Have you caught he's got a Generations series that he releases on a Sunday. It's beautiful, using some lovely old stuff, and obviously he's playing within in the stories of his videos. He's playing to the generations, the decades of the machinery. So there'd have been no such thing as precision farming in the days and years that he's trying to recreate. So he doesn't use it, and it's like, it just reminded me of how much easier it was not using precision farming.
You just apply the lime, 2 lots of fertiliser, and you're done.
Pretty much, yeah, that's exactly it, yeah. What's your operating speed, actually, out of interest, in your big green machine? 10. 10
miles an hour on this.
How's the uptake of stones?
Tiny. 397.
Oh, okay.
Just topped over to 400, so it's a really small amount.
So you're going to get the whole field in one here, aren't you?
Yes. Yeah. I'm not going to have to do lots of runs to our dump site.
Oh, that's fine. So you'll be able to just leave it in there for now, won't you? Until we actually need to. What's the capacity of that, actually? Does it?
I reckon, because we're just about to clock up to 500, and that's 20%.
Okay. I mean, obviously this video will be on the internet forever now, but here, right now, it's in the AM. My brain isn't capable of basic mathematics. Not yet. I haven't crossed the threshold of my 45th coffee yet, so, yeah.
2,500 I make it, maybe.
There you see. That's why you're here. You've got brain.
I was like, I've got a brain sometimes, only sometimes.
Well, it's more often than I've got one, honestly. I felt like such a foot in doing the whole macro series. The last couple of episodes I've made, I felt so scatterbrained.
Brain fog.
Yes.
You're getting brain fog.
Well, kind of. In that it'd be interesting to ask you actually. You know, when you create an episode, when you go into, like, for example, Red Rock, and you sit down to make an episode, do you properly plan ahead what you're going to do, or do you just jump in and go for it like we're doing here?
Well, I normally just jump in and go for it. I tend to have an idea of what I would like to get done in an episode.
Yeah.
But I do tend to get distracted either by the animals or, oh, I've got to do this, oh, I've got to do that. So I do have a case of the scatterbrain. I have had comments of people saying, I wonder if you're going to get through an episode without like getting distracted by the animals or something else.
Ooh, shiny thing, like a magpie. Shiny new tractor.
Oh, I can't stop buying them. They keep on popping up in the sale. I just can't help myself.
Mate, I'm exactly the same. I've literally just had a comment. If you're out there, Mr. RB Trucking, hello mate, how you doing? He has commented, I think it was on one of my latest whole macro ones, just at how me and you are very similar in that we can spend money as quickly as each other. It was interesting that he's found someone who can spend almost as quickly as you, if not quicker. And it's like, yeah, I kind of agree with you there.
Well, what's the point? Oh, I'm here for the fun.
Yes,
and
the tractors.
If you can't, and the tractors, and if you can't have fun, I mean, we all have our survival series where we're working to the bone with the worst equipment possible.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, you're doing brilliant.
I know.
But you put in a lot of hours, so...
Well, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And this is where, I mean, I joked about it in my reply to RB Trucking, in that I'm pondering over whether, literally whether I call it a survived series, because it's... But maybe this is why I did it. I knew going into it that it wasn't going to be the traditional survival type, in that you start with nothing. I mean, I started with a truck and a trailer and a chainsaw, but within 2 episodes I was already temporarily a multimillionaire. I'd sold a huge amount of trees, which brought in literally like 2.6 million euros. So it was like, right, well, I do still want this to be considered a survival series, so I can't have a bank balance of 7 figures. So it's like, right, spend. Let's get everything I need. I knew I wanted to build up the farm. I wanted to put a couple of nice big buildings down, and I wanted a decent fleet of machinery. But then it puts me in a quandary, because it's like, is it a survival series anymore, or is it I've survived, I've become a millionaire twice, and I've now got a vast amount of machinery? Yeah.
But to point out, if you were to have recorded all of the episodes of you felling all those trees...
Everyone would have unsubscribed, because they'd have been bored to tears.
Everyone would have... Yes, but it also would have not been episode 2 that would have happened.
No, you're correct, yeah.
It's... I think we have to give our subscribers enough credit that they kind of understand that you've done the hard work and skipped out the boring bit for them. Yes,
that was I very much thought like that. I know that, yes, there will be a lot of people who'll be new to the game and won't necessarily understand the full ins and outs of what goes on, but generally as a rule, I had to take the assumption that most people do understand the logging side of it, and that, it does take a long time, especially just doing it with a chainsaw. Yes, I had universal auto load, which was a godsend, and to be fair, I think I'd still be recording episode 2 now if it wasn't for universal auto load picking up all the logs and stuff. And I think it's just personal preference, and I think a lot of people I've read and received messages and heard people say, especially yourself as well, even you told me, it's like, do it how you want to do it. And I've kind of held that and gone with it, in this that, this is how I want to do it. I want to do a survival series, but I don't want to spend days and days and days mucking around with little bits of logs on a tiny little trailer.
It's just not fun for you, and it's not fun for the viewers.
Yes.
I'm just going to cross paths with you in a minute.
Yeah,
Look
at that.
We go.
Look at that clockwork, mate. Perfect.
Beautiful.
Perfect. You're almost done.
I am. That was nice and simple. We've just clocked over the 1,000 mark with the stones.
Okay. What would be interesting, actually, I don't know. Do you know if the stone crushing mod is a crossplay one?
It is.
It is. Oh, is it?
It is, yeah.
Oh, right.
So we
well,
could get that. It's a bit of an eyesore, but
it is, yes.
next to the camper
I was
van,
going to
it'll be
say,
a bit
yeah,
of an upgrade.
just chuck it next to camper van. Yeah. That can be, like I said, that's going to be our little sin corner where everything's just a bit untidy and a bit unkempt.
I might have to put a fence around it.
A large one.
Very large, very, very tall.
Yeah.
Potted plants as well. Nothing to see here.
Yeah. It's a shame we can't move it, but yeah, the caravan will just have to stay. Oh, hello. I had a bit of a... Did you get a bit of a lag spike then? Or is that just...
massive lag spike.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I got one as well. But all seems hunky-dory now.
Yeah, all in the clear. I'm going to go to our tip.
To the tip, yeah. I went to the tip at the weekend, actually. Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst job in the world.
It is when I had to... Mrs. Farmer Sim was doing her lovely work in the garden, just giving everything a bit of a tidy up. And again, in our garden here in real life, there's like round the side of the house is our little area of sin as well. Fortunately, it's not strewn with various decaying caravans or anything, but it's where the bins are, and there's a handful of old broken flagstones and stuff. So I was given the wonderful task of loading it all into the boot of my car and taking it to the tip. Oh, it was a nightmare. Horrible. Because all the bits that we were getting rid of all had, like, snails and stuff on.
Keep your dog away from the snails.
Keep the dog away from the snails?
Yeah, they can be pretty bad for dogs. The slime.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, okay.
That and slugs.
Well, I know Mrs. Farmer Sim has a pet hatred for slugs because they eat all of her lettuces and her crops that she has in the vegetable patch. Every year comes and she gets her... do you know what? She's got this wonderful little thing. I actually bought it her as a present for I think it was one of her birthdays in the last couple of years. It's a big plastic box full of plastic drawers, you know, like one of these like desk tidy things, but it's really quite big. It's a couple of feet high and it's a couple of feet wide, and it's just full of plastic drawers to put stuff in. She wanted one to put seeds in because she harvests seeds out of plants in the garden, all the flowers and all the various things. So she's got a massive collection of well, I don't know how many, but maybe 40 or 50 different types of plants and their seeds in these drawers.
Oh, that's cool.
It is pretty cool, to be fair. And she's got them all labelled with little colourful labels on the drawers and everything, you know, sunflower seeds and lettuce seeds. And even when, like, we'll go to the shop and we'll get some oranges, for example, she'll take the orange pips out of the orange and put them in a drawer so she can plant. And she's actually got, at the minute, she's got some... I can't remember the type of apples they are, but there was some specific apples that pink lady apples.
Oh, I love pink ladies.
She's harvested the pips out of the apples, kept them in a little drawer, and she's now got a pink lady apple tree growing in a little pot in the garden. Yeah.
Oh, that is amazing.
It is.
She could sell those, you know.
Well, yes, she has contemplated the idea of. There's a handful of other plants. I'm trying to think what they were. There's so many of them that I can't name them all at the minute, but yeah, there's so many different plants that she's harvested, like oak trees, for example, you know, acorns. She's planted acorns, and I think she's got more than 10 oak trees in pots in the garden.
What a legend.
It's pretty cool, yeah. But yeah, that's
green-fingered in real life.
Green thumb. How are you getting on around there?
Really good. I've just filled up with seed and with fertiliser. I forgot we could put fertiliser in this planter.
Oh yeah. You got the planter, the seeder, the all-in-one.
The all-in-one.
Yes.
So I'm just about to lower and get started.
Oh, are you? Oh, very good. Well, I've just got to the point now where I've split this field in two now, so I've got the end. I'm going to focus on this end here, close to the gate of the... In fact, do you say you're in the field?
Yeah. I'm just behind you.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to spot you. I can't see it yet.
Oh, I'm by the caravan area.
Ah, oh right, okay. Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm just going to pop into the menu and see if I've... Oh, surprisingly, I've done quite a good job so far. I've not missed any bits. I'm doing better than CORSSPLAY.
Yes, better than CORSSPLAY all day long.
I haven't missed any bits. It always miss... Even setting the settings, so to speak, to try and minimise all the missed bits that CORSSPLAY can miss on the corners and on the headlands. With this little fence and this little old cultivator, I'm doing quite a good job, considering I'm just driving along, babbling to you.
It actually looks amazing. The seed is going in perfectly.
Lovely. And we've got some deer in the field.
Oh, I know. I've nearly run over about 3 deer.
Yeah. For the sake of realism, I always, even though they have no collisions...
Break.
Yeah, it's still break, because it's like, I don't want to run a deer over. It's not real. It's a digital sprite. It's nothing. But I still can't bring myself to run over a deer.
I'll do it. No, me neither.
Even though it's stupid enough to run in front of my tractor.
I know. They have no sense. But I have to be honest, I'm loving this mod. You're going to have a go with this.
The cedar?
It's amazing.
What's its running speed at?
9.
Okay, that's
9
the
miles per hour.
same as this.
But it just turns around the corners like a... With this tractor, it's just swimming around this field.
It does. To be fair, it does look the right size for your tractor. I think it would be overkill for this wee thing. There she is.
Oh,
hello,
goodness,
mate.
Yeah. Yo.
Yo. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It definitely suits you. Definitely suits your size of tractor better than this thing.
Well, I didn't actually think it was going to be that big, but then I got a little warning saying unfold. I was like, okay, I'll unfold it, and it just comes out like a transformer.
It gets bigger, like a transformer.
This is a transformer, and the texture is
nice?
different to normal cedars as well.
Oh, is it? Let me just pop out. In fact, I'm going to pop out and have a quick look. Oh yeah, so it is.
Seed rate is amazing. We've barely touched or scratched.
Let's have a look in precision farming at seed rate. Oh, excellent. Yeah, so you're hovering between standard and low so far.
It's amazing. We are eating fertilizer though, so I'm definitely going to need some more fertilizer.
Right. Well, I'm working as fast as I can.
Take your time.
I shall get
a tiny
this
instrument.
It is, to be fair. It's but it's doing a good job considering it's a relatively archaic piece of equipment. It's just a very rudimentary set of metal bars with some tyres on to weigh them down. It's doing quite a good job.
The textures are amazing on this map.
Yes, they are. They really are.
Really good.
I'll tell you what, actually, I've just been facing our grass field that we did some teamwork on last week in the episode, and it looks.
Yep.
I can't tell from here, but it's got some more growth in it, because we are in the next month now, aren't we? If I remember correctly, we're in September now, aren't we?
We probably could cut it, but it might be worth waiting to October, so it's a bit longer.
Yes. Yeah. Very much so.
Although we have no animals to feed, so we're just going to sell the silage, right?
Yes. I think that would be the correct course of action. I think initially, anyway, with us, like you say, with us having no animals yet, we have just created a handful. How many was it? Was it 11 or 12? I think, if I remember correctly.
11, I think.
Yeah. In fact,
when I go back round there, I'll go and check what the fermentation process, how far they've gone.
Yes, yeah, that'd be a good call, because they will be able to get them loaded up and get them sold and get some money in, which will...
That would be a decent little payday.
It would be, but unfortunately, mate, we're not going to see a lot of it because we're in debt.
We are in debt.
Do we sell the silage and pay off a bit of our debt? I mean, that would be the captain's sensible thing to do, wouldn't it? Or do we just go, no, you can wait, bank manager, you've got plenty of money?
Well, what was our interest? On the
very. Let's have a look, shall we? Does it tell us? Let me go into the.
It should do.
It just says we are. Wow, in the month of August, I'm just looking at the finances page, and in the month of August, we finished with a loss of £1.550 million because we spent it all.
Do you know the good news?
Is there good news?
It can only go up from here.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah.
We don't have another 1.5 million to be in loss again.
No, you're right there. Yeah. I'm glad there was some good news coming from that. At least this isn't actually real, because if this was my own bank balance, that would bring a tear to my eye, I think.
I would be crying. I would be crying too.
Yes, it wouldn't sound anywhere near as happy as we do now.
That is virtual money, and do you know what? That sugar beet.
Yeah.
I think with that we should be able to pay off our loan.
Ooh, that'd be good. Yeah. Right, I'm coming over to this side of the field. Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
And then it'll be all up from there, which is what I'm hoping for, because we've got a good yield potential on that.
We have, and that was mainly thanks to your wizardry of an idea to actually get some fertiliser down ASAP, which we did in the last episode, didn't we? So that brought the yield potential up from, was it mid-70s to high 90s?
It did, yeah. Yeah.
Up here for thinking.
Just a bit of... Well, teamwork makes dreams work.
It does. It does. Not far off being done, this field, cultivation-wise. Nice. Yeah.
Shall we bring the viewers back in once we've got to the next stage?
Yes, mate, yeah. Why, how long have we been going?
25 minutes already.
25?
Yeah.
Goodness me. As always,
time flies when you're having fun.
It does. It really does. Right.
We'll see you all in a bit, guys.
Yep, we will. We'll get this all done.
Welcome back, everybody. It is now October, and the beautiful sunshine coming down on Purbeck. And below us, you'll see our beautiful canola has started growing.
It has.
We did all of the work. Farmer Sim ran round even with a roller. So our expected yield is 123% here.
I
Yep.
didn't catch that. Could you try?
Sorry, Siri, you're not involved in this conversation.
Butting in, how rude.
If Siri did some farming, I'd be okay with it, but...
Right, but yes, we've got the field work done. It's looking pretty good, as you can see from the values there. Nitrogen, pH perfect, expected yield 123. So it pays to prep the field, doesn't it?
Oh, it does indeed. And for the second half of this video, we've decided to skip on to October to get our corn... not our corn, our sunflower harvested.
Yep.
So we're really excited to jump in that harvester.
Yep, we certainly are. So I think our approach now, if one of us needs... What we're going to do, I think we just need to double team the sunflowers, don't we? One of us in the harvester, one of us in the grain cart. Should we do a digital rock, paper and scissors? As in just count to 3 and say out rock, paper, scissors, and what should we go for?
Let's do this.
The winner gets what? What would you prefer, harvester or grain cart?
Well, the win is definitely the harvester, right?
Right. Okay. So let's do a digital rock, paper, scissors for running harvesters. So after 3, rock, paper, scissors. 1, 2, 3, rock.
Scissors. Oh!
There we go. I even said it first, so you had the opportunity to win. Do you know what, though?
Well, I already had scissors in my mind. Let's do this.
Out of the kindness of my heart, you can have the harvester, though. So there you go.
Oh, well, that is kind of... I'm not going to say no, and I'm running there first now.
There you go. Yeah. So that was a complete waste of time. But no, I'm going to jump in Big Blue here, and I'm going to get... I'm going to hook up to our lovely grain trailer that literally hasn't got a speck of dirt on it yet.
Nice.
Although, to be fair, I think Oh no, yeah, I suppose you just need to... Oh, they're saying that maybe there was a secret in why I've let you have the harvester, because you've got to move it around.
Yes, I'm just thinking here.
Just
I might...
just stick that somewhere. Just you can. I tell you what, if you you could just stick it somewhere over here, out the way, because you got to get in and get the corn header out, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got to be able to get to the field, which I'm not going to be able to get it out of here, I don't think.
Oh, the corn header.
The corn header. So if I...
How did we get it in here?
Think what? Well, you came through the main entrance, and I've got to get to the back field, haven't I?
Oh, yeah.
I think
right,
what
well, hang
I'll
on.
do...
Let me... Oh, are you taking the header off this?
I'm going to take the other one off and then put another one on.
Okay. Well, I'll hook up to this header trailer, and then if it needs to be moved around to make it easier for you. There you go. Right.
There we go.
I'll get this shit. See the teamwork. Look at this.
Oh, beautiful.
Lovely.
I'm just going to put this over here for now.
Yeah, no worries.
Alright, let's lower.
See, if only every game of Farm Sim was as easy as just having someone to...
I can't hear you very well, Farmer Sim.
Oh, can you hear me now?
That's better.
Is that better? Sorry, I was sitting a few inches away from my microphone. So I've just treated myself to a microphone stand, one of these arms that you can move back and to, as opposed to it being on my desk in front of me. And it was just swung a few inches further away from my face. So, do I sound all right now?
That's much better. Thank you.
Lovely. Well, very welcome.
I think this harvester's a little bit noisy as well. So.
Oh, is it? Anything's worth drowning out.
Can you reverse her back?
I'm coming now. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Beautiful.
Excellent. Well, I shall run this. I can run this to the field for you.
Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah.
I do hope that. I've never known
That's
whether
hatched?
I think so. The corn headers don't seem to latch like the grain headers do.
They don't.
So I'm just going to very carefully take this to the field in the hope that it doesn't wobble off. Go on, you go first. I'll follow you.
Oh, perfect.
After you.
After you, I'm going inside. It's much quieter.
Oh, cab view.
Cab view,
Ah,
yeah.
right. Okay. Good idea. Yeah.
I can actually hear you now. I'm purely thinking of our wonderful viewers not being able to hear you.
No, absolutely. Yeah. If my voice does die down in volume, please let me know. Yeah, I just wasn't thinking at that moment, and my microphone was, as I say, it swung forward a few inches. Right, which field are we at? We're at it's the top field up there, isn't it?
It is. I'm just trying to think how to get to it. I know we don't have prop destruction on, but I would like to try and avoid driving over it.
No, absolutely. I think we can just squeeze around the edge here. I think, possibly.
Not very well designed, this. We might have to put in, when we take this up, I think we should put in our own track.
I think that is a very good idea. Yes.
Because I am driving over the prop here.
Yeah. Yeah, because the entrance is there. It's got a... The entrance has been created to the field, but the only way of accessing it is by...
Driving over the crop.
Squishing your crop, yes. So...
Okay.
Right, so
where would you like to put the header?
Well, on the front of the harvester.
Oh, you've got it that side, so if I twist...
Like we did last summer. I'm here all day, honestly.
Keep those jokes rolling.
Dad
okay,
jokes.
Here we go.
Right. Are you on?
We good?
Excellent.
We're on.
Right, I will get out your way there. I'll leave the header trailer somewhere tucked away here, but I'll let you get your big machine into the field. I shall put the header trailer just neatly out the way. Mind that fence there, mate.
Nice. Yeah, I did see that.
Driving by braille.
Right. Unfold.
we get to this point now and find that somehow the corn header doesn't work. Oh wow!
Oh,
I
it's
heard it.
so.
Goodness me!
It is so noisy. I'm gonna have to do this inside so I can hear you.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I must admit, yeah, you've just turned that on. It sounds like a herd of wasps.
Apologies, everybody, if Farmer
yeah.
Sim sounds like he's in Australia.
Right, I'm going to go and get the trailer.
Nice.
The grain trailer, our nice shiny new one that hasn't been used yet.
Oh yeah, of course, this is the first time.
Yeah, this is all, in most cases.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm emotional.
It's harvest time already, episode 2, and we're harvesting. But I think the one thing we haven't done though, mate, is we haven't actually checked the sale times as to where. So I think, you know, for when we want to sell the. So while you're busy harvesting, I shall just jump very quickly into the prices section of the menu.
You might need to shout so that my viewers can hear you.
Oh really? Is it that bad? Is it that low?
It is that noisy,
right.
And I'm in cab as well.
Right. Okay. The point at which we want to sell our sunflowers is in March, where it hits a total of £1,452 per 1,000 litres. So all this is going into our big, ridiculous capacity silo, isn't it?
That sounds good to me. We may as well wait.
Yes, we'll load it into the silo and we'll wait for it. And I suppose, the other thing we just talked about off camera is the potential for selling the windrower, wasn't it? That we don't need.
Because we don't need it.
Yeah.
Did you want to do that?
Well, we obviously there's no immediate rush on it now, but I think if it's something that we should do, we'll get this job done. We'll get this harvest done. Bit of teamwork, and then we can run that windrower back to the shop, sell it, and just, you know, benefit from the financial value of it, because we don't actually need it. Our grass mower. Although saying that, do we want to keep hold of it for the future, for when we do, if we wanted to start, when we get some animals and want to do straw? Oh, I don't know.
I mean, it is quite wide, and we wouldn't be able to replace it for that value. That's the only thing I would say. What's the resale value now? 14?
I think, if I have a look, windrower, the resale value at the minute is 11,110. Should we just keep it?
Yeah, left field question. When is sugar beet best for selling?
I shall have a look. Sugar beet is January, when it's at £266 per 1,000 litres.
Okay, so that's not far, and the silage could keep us going up until then.
Yes, it could. Oh, we haven't checked that since getting into this month, have we? Or did you do that? It was 44% last time, wasn't it?
It's 44% in September 1.
Right. Well, that can be something that we can check on in a few minutes. So, how are you doing level-wise, mate? I'm just gonna.
Only 25%, but you can come under.
Well, let's come under anyway. What's your running speed of this harvester?
Let me put my foot down. 6 miles an hour.
6.
But we are going uphill.
We are, yeah.
I'm going back in the cab. It's too noisy.
I was going to say, can you hear me all right? Do I have to put a bit more effort into my voice?
A lot more effort into your voice when I'm out of cab, so I'll stay in.
Okay, I'll move out of the way now and let you turn around. I guess that's one thing we hadn't checked, was it, before when we bought that harvester, is how noisy it is.
Well, I tell you what, this is one of the noisiest harvesters I've been in, but I like that. The only thing is making sure everyone can hear us.
Should we maybe, just for the sake of our poor viewers, should we just turn down the vehicle volumes by a couple of percentage, just to potentially make it a bit more bearable?
Smart idea.
It happens now and again. I've had 1 or 2 over the years.
Yeah. People will be able to hear us now.
Right, I've put it down to... I put my end down to 30% vehicle volume wise.
I put mine down to 10 and I can still hear it, so...
Right. Yeah, it's obviously quite a noisy thing, isn't it?
But it's a decent... I can actually hear you now.
Yes, I think that's a good decision for now. It's just a temporary thing while we've got this noisy harvester on the go.
I like it, though.
Is it a nice harvester?
It's decent. It's decent. I'll let you jump in a minute.
Oh, we're going to play Swapsies.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, seems to be, what are we at now? 2,700 and something litres, so 13%. Look at that. Shocking aiming skills from me. I was looking at the readout in the bottom of the screen, and then my tractor was just veering off left a bit, so I was nowhere near your spout. But I'm just going to bring the cruise control speed down to 6 miles an hour, and you've just fed a deer into your header.
Oh no!
Oh, two deers. You've just fed 2 deers, even though they clearly just ran off. Yeah, realism factor 0. At least they're not flying this time. At least they were on the ground.
They're not flying.
Yeah.
They're not flying this time. I put my spout out for you.
I'll wait for you to negotiate the corner. Ooh. Going quite well so far, though. It does have a funny noise to it from over here. That harvester, it does sound like a buzzy flock of wasps.
Yeah, I was going to say a swarm of bees.
Yeah. Anyway, does look good.
But it's good. It's good size. 6 miles an hour is not bad for this age of equipment.
Yeah. Wow, I'm shocking at keeping... I even had cruise control on there, but I think there's two levels to each number when it comes to the cruise control. Like, so obviously I wanted 6 miles an hour, but when you go to adjust the cruise control number, there's 2 clicks you can give each number before it drops to the next numerical value. So if you're at 7, you then drop it down to 6, but then you can press down again, I think once or twice, before it then goes down to 5. So it's like it's got a hidden 0.5 value, if that makes any sense.
I know exactly what. Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah. So it's very difficult.
And also,
to get
when you're
right.
karting, you kind of need to go a little bit faster.
Yeah.
And then when you're underneath, it's small fields. Cruise control doesn't really work with karting.
No, you're right. I was just using it. For example, now I'll stick cruise control on there, just so that I can concentrate on staying in a straight line, as opposed to staying in a straight line and juggling the speed as well. But that seems to work.
How much have we got in the trailer?
4,450 and counting, 60, 70.
Okay, not too bad then.
So yeah,
did you want to jump in?
Yeah, go on then. I'll have a bit of swapsies. See what you mean though. It's a noisy thing, isn't it?
It is, when it's right by your ear.
Yeah.
Bass.
I'm just having a go out of cab at the minute. To be fair, it doesn't, from my side, I hope this isn't going to affect the recording, so apologies if it has, but I'm just trying it outside the cab. It seems to be alright.
Yeah, 50% was way too much.
Yeah.
If it was just me and I wasn't having to hear you, it would be fine.
That's an ideal world, isn't it?
Crank the volume up, guys.
Yeah. I'm just going to grab that one straggler there.
One.
Missed a bit.
Missed a spot.
It's going alright though so far, this, isn't it?
It is. It's amazing. What do you reckon? 9,000 litres?
What, as a whole?
We've got 4.8 in here now, yeah.
From the whole field?
From this field, yeah.
I reckon...
I suppose there's quite a lot there.
Yeah, there's still quite a lot. I'm going to hazard a guess, and so we're at...
We're at 5 now. 5-1.
We're at 5 now. I reckon... Ooh, I don't know, it's difficult. Somewhere between 10 and 11, I'm going to say. So what are you saying, about 9?
Yeah.
Where am I going?
Chunk left.
I was just about to start and go and do up and down rows, but to keep the pipe on the left, I need to just keep on this, don't I?
Yeah, keep going round.
We'll just spiral it. I think.
I love your tractor.
It is a beast. I've got that in the Edgewater series, and I've obviously got it in this save now as well. But it's because I see one of them all the time. There's a local guy who around where I live here who he's like a contractor. He's got a couple of tractors and trailers, but he's got a big T7, and it's massive. It's one thing that this game.
Cool.
Obviously, you know, it does tractors very well because that's what the purpose of the game is. But when it comes to comparing them to real life, you know how in the game we've got small tractors, medium and large.
Yeah.
There's a few contractor businesses local to me who run a few John Deere 6155s, which are small tractors, but they're not. They're absolutely massive. Yeah, and it's like, that's, you know, so obviously playing this game, it's like, you know, I know it's considered a small tractor. It's a small frame. It's nowhere near as big as the likes of obviously the big Case 9RX, the Case, what do you call it, Steigers, and the John Deere 9RXs, which are obviously like monster trucks in comparison. But a small tractor in real life is a massive tractor in real life.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I feel minuscule next to them. And
Yeah.
harvesters in real life. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there was one of them.
The scale.
Yeah, they're massive. I actually saw one coming down the local bypass here a couple of months ago. It was a John Deere harvester, and strangely it actually had a set of tracks on the front. It wasn't a big X9 or anything like that. It was an STS variant of one of the John Deeres, which I hadn't really seen, but it was driving itself down the bypass, and it was colossal. But I knew from the way this game terms everything that it was actually quite a small harvester, and if that was something like an X9 or one of the Case axial flows, like the big ones, that would have been, you know, half as big again. And it was like, wow, it just puts things into perspective.
So when you see them in real life, it puts it into perspective.
Yes, very much so, very much so. It certainly does.
Okay, we're up to 6,600 now.
Okay. Well, I think we're definitely going to be north of 10. He says with vague confidence.
He says with so much confidence.
I know, yeah. Mate, as always, I will be wrong, and we'll get to... It'll either be bang on...
I don't know. I think you might be right.
Oh.
You just hit 7,000.
We just hit 7.
Yeah.
It's difficult to guesstimate.
Difficult to judge.
Yeah.
But head on up this way.
But this is our first harvest, mate. This will be our first... Although we're not going to benefit financially from anything yet, are we? Because we're just going to chuck it in our big selfish silo and wait till... What did I say it was? Was it... I can't remember. March. Yeah.
Yeah.
March.
January for sugar beet, March for this beautiful sunflower.
Excellent. Right. And I know
Unless we make oils from it, but...
Well, yeah, well, I suppose that's something that we can consider, isn't it, while we've got it sitting there. Although, to be fair, it's not going to be a huge amount, is it, compared to what we might need to make if we were to start considering going down the route of productions and, like you say, sunflower oil and stuff like that. We've not got a huge amount of it.
No, but we will have a lot of canola, so that is also a possibility. But it's probably worth just selling the crop for the first sort of calendar year.
Yes.
And see where we head.
Yes. Yeah,
before
definitely.
We decide on.
Yeah. Especially the sugar beet. Well, that's purely going to be for financial gain.
Money.
Because we've got three fields of it, haven't we?
Yeah, and buying the sugar mill, that'll be 75k easy.
Right.
all day long.
Yes.
That would just disappear.
Yeah. It will.
And right now, I would rather have 75k and buy some more land.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, chip away at our bank loan, get that paid off bit by bit. Like you say, I think we need to build up a bit of an agricultural nest egg, shall we say, on our farm before we can start treating ourselves to factories and productions and stuff. We've got 5 fields here in total. 3 of them. This one we're harvesting, one of them's growing, the other 3 will be ready to... One's ready to harvest now, and the other 2 will be ready next month, no doubt. So, yeah. Right, I think I'm just going to flick between up and down rows now. I'm going to go straight to the... How's the total in the trailer?
8-2.
8-2. Ooh, this is going to be way close. What did you say, 9? 9 and a bit?
I said 9. And you said 10-11.
Okay.
I reckon it's going to be 9-5 by the looks of this, if we're lucky.
Either way, those are both pretty decent guesstimates. I think it's going to be closer to your 9, to be fair.
We're at 8-5 now.
Ooh. And we've 1.5 rows left, I'd say. 1 and a bit. So... I know, obviously, the rest of this episode, I think we'll be focusing on, obviously, finishing this field, and then we're going to make a start on sugar beet, do you think, or should we... We're going to need to...
Let me look at the recording time.
Yes, look at the recording time, that's the factor, isn't it?
Another 24 minutes, so by the time we do this, that is a full episode.
Right, yeah, that's a good call. So, yeah, we shall save the horn topping and harvesting of our first sugar beet field for episode 3.
Ooh. It is. I do love playing seasons as well. It does apply that extra little bit of pressure.
Yes, it does.
There's only so much money you can make, and you've got to get it right.
Absolutely. Right. What's the number, Mrs. SG?
8,833 litres.
Really? So you win that because you were clearly closest. Do you know what? I'm going to shut this machine down.
Yeah.
Goodness! Oh my goodness me! Do you know what, viewers? I'm so sorry.
So loud.
That really is quite an intrusive noise, isn't it?
It is.
I really hope, having not listened or watched any of our recordings back, that hasn't been too intrusive on our sound quality for the recordings.
I'm sure everybody understands. For one, we're doing crossplay, and we all know that PlayStation can be a little bit tricky when it comes to recording. But I'm hoping everyone's enjoying it enough not to worry too much.
Yes, very much so.
We do the best we can.
Absolutely. I'm going to turn the engine off there as well.
Just looking at this field, needs ploughing.
It does. It needs a good ploughing. Not a bad job though, mate.
That's brilliant, hey?
Yeah. Teamwork, digital high five. There we are. Yeah.
And I think we should finish off the episode. Finish it off here, and we'll tidy up the yard and put everything back.
Good thinking, Batman. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. We've got the length of time that any other jobs that we have going forward need the benefit of the start of another episode, doesn't it? Even if we were to plough this, that's a good half an hour's worth of work. Or if we were to horn top the first field of sugar beet and go into harvest, that's a hell of a lot of work. So yeah, I think now is a good point to call it here for episode 2. Definitely.
Brilliant. Well, I've loved every minute. Thank you so much, Farmer Sim.
No problem at all, mate. Thank you so much to you as well. Thank you for... It's just been brilliant, hasn't it? Teamwork.
It really has.
Yeah.
Teamwork. And thank you, everyone, for watching. We appreciate you so much.
We do, indeed. So if anyone's watching from my side, please go and subscribe to Mrs. Sim Gamer. Her link will be in the description. The link will actually work this time. Apologies that the link didn't work in my previous one. I had to edit it last night. So apologies.
Oh,
so yeah.
Don't you worry. And Farmer Sims is in my description below, and I'll also tag it in a comment as well, so you can get to it. Go subscribe. His content's great. So enjoy, everybody.
Thanks, mate. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.
Bye-bye.